Well, it's the first day of March and it's International Waste Speakers Day. Now, this day, first day of March, is commemorated waste speakers who lost their lives on this day in the Universidad Libre de Barranquilla in Colombia. That was in 1992. Now, this is to raise awareness about the waste speakers' contribution worldwide. Waste speaking actually provides people with income. And they also contribute to cleanliness, recycling, and improvement of public health and sanitation. It's interesting to know that in some countries, waste speakers provide the only form of solid waste collection, and they represent millions of people worldwide. They go ahead to collect household, commercial, and industrial waste from private bins, dumpsters, and street corners, and also help in recycling some of these things. Well, this is the conversation we're having today, the impact, the economic impact of waste pickers. And we have with us in the studio, Esther Fagbo, an environmentalist, the team lead at Fair Plastic Alliance. Good morning to you. Welcome to VOP this morning.
Thank you for having me.
We also do have Barrister Darlington Agbomo. He's staying in the back for this topic. Barrister, welcome once again.
Thank you, Moses.
All right, now, I actually just discovered last year that there is an association for waste speakers. I honestly didn't think there was, I didn't think there was an association for waste speakers. Tell us more about your organization and how why you chose to align with waste speakers. The people we see picking waste, they don't seem like presentable. They look, they're going to dumpsters and all of that. What is your association doing really? Fair Plastic, that's
Yes.
what it's called.
So I work with Fair Plastic Alliance as the team lead. At Fair Plastic Alliance, we're working to create an inclusive circular economy. We're moving now from the linear economy to the circular economy. And in creating an inclusive circular economy, everybody has to be involved. And also dignifying the work of waste speakers, the people, waste workers generally, the people that ensure that the environment is safe for all. They go through a lot of challenges. And yes, there are associations. There is the ASWA, Association of Scrap and Waste Speakers of Lagos State. There is also WAPAN, Waste Speakers Association of Nigeria, and these organizations are coming together. They are uniting their voices, so that waste speakers can be heard. At Fair Plastic Alliance, we started Fair Plastic Alliance because I work with recyclers, and recyclers is a for-profit social enterprise that incentivizes low-income communities in exchange for their recyclables. And in doing that, we have engaged with a lot of waste pickers. You could see that there are a lot of people that take up waste picking as a job. I mean, I know of a woman that is currently building a house through waste picking. Yes, she bought a land. In 4 months, she gets like 500,000,
Where is the money really? Where is the money
700,000.
Is it in the picking or the recycling?
So the money is in the picking and the recycling.
I just might drop the mic. I'm going to it now.
Yeah, so the money is in the picking and the recycling. So if you pick and you don't have somebody to sell to, how do you make your money? So as of today in recyclers, plastic is about 18 naira per kilogram. And so that's a lot of money.
So you have a market
for
where
something,
they sell this?
Yes, there are organizations like recyclers, like I've mentioned. There are also other organizations that pay them. If you go to the dump site as well, they pick and then they sell. They're not buying the materials that they're selling. So it's like...
sometimes when we see women pick plastic bottles at events, the ideology is these guys make things like kunu and local zobo and they want to use it. So you're telling me now that they may just be picking that to go sell,
yes,
so they could make money.
Yes, they can stockpile and sell. They go to events. You would see that in Lagos now, because there is competition between the women and the malams, because there are also malams that pick. Some of the malams pick at midnight. Some of the women pick very early in the morning. Because of that competition, you can hardly see like waste on the streets, plastic on the streets, because people now know that there is value even in trash.
Value in trash.
Yes.
I like that word. All right. Now, talking about perception of waste pickers, there's a video in where I reside, in the estate I reside. This happened. Something like this happened, and we decided to keep them away from coming into the estate. Let's watch that video, and then we'll come back to the conversation. Now, in this video, just to explain, these are waste speakers. That's what they look like, right?
Yes.
So yes, these are waste speakers on the streets. Now, they weren't just here to pick waste. They decided to vandalize a property. You can actually see the young man looking around to ensure that nobody was coming, and then he pulled the light attached to the wall of a house, and then he had an accomplice too, whom pulled the other light. That's young boy. You can see that. Now people now see them as criminals, and this, you can see him in pulling off that light, which of course they would also go ahead to sell to make money. So your organization, I understand that you've registered about 250,000. Well, this is according to WAPAN, actually. They registered about 250,000 waste pickers. When things like this happen, who do we go to? Who do we complain to? Can we get them if we need to find them?
Okay, so this video that you have showed now, I cannot guarantee you that these people are waste pickers, because they can disguise as waste pickers to carry out their activities. Waste pickers are not thieves. They know what they are doing. They know the contributions that they are making. They know the contributions that they are making in the circular economy, and they really want to make that impact. So at Fair Plastic Alliance, we're working with the government, which is LOMA. LOMA is the Lagos State Waste Management Authority. They are the ones that manage everything that has to do with waste and how it is being managed in the state. So LOMA is currently working to integrate waste pickers into the formal sector. Now, when this happens, and that's what we're doing at Fair Plastic as well, to integrate them into the formal sector. When this happens, you would be able to recognize waste pickers as waste pickers. They will have uniforms. Look at the the street sweepers, for instance. When you see them, you know that they are street sweepers. At Fair Plastic, we worked with Subsidy Vibes in 2022 to give some waste pickers, about 500 waste pickers in Lagos, a coverall that also has like LOMA, Fair Plastic Alliance, and Subsidy Vibes tag, so that when people see them, people recognize that these are waste pickers. And that's what we're trying to do. These organizations, for instance, we are not we cannot say, okay, go to WAPAN or go to ASWA and then you can say this person is exactly a waste picker, because again, some of them are not really learned. So there is, I don't want to say learned, I want to say unschooled. Yes, so they might not be able to go through the registration process, might not be as easy as it is. In carrying out this project, for instance, we had to register about 50 waste pickers in each of the local governments in Lagos. And then in doing that, you would understand that when you're asking them, what's your name? Some of them cannot spell their name, when you're asking them questions like, how long have you been in this business? Some of them cannot, tell exactly. They have to start counting. And so we're working to get data first. When we get data, we look at how to formalize them.
Okay, looking at this, the waste speakers that you're talking about now, what we're celebrating today, we learned it started somewhere in Colombia,
yes, because of the massacre.
So how come now in Africa or in Nigeria, let's bring it down, you people are beginning to, we are beginning to celebrate them too? What led to that? What actually led to the awareness, creative and all that make us to have waste speaking day today?
Okay, so as with every other thing, the circular economy sector is emerging in Nigeria and in Africa. Recycling is also emerging in Nigeria and in Africa. And as these sectors are emerging, there are people in the sector that needs to be recognized. And as of today in Nigeria, not everybody is recycling, right? And recycling has been for a while. So there is need to continue to create that awareness to say, you know, you have to recycle your waste, you have to manage your waste adequately. So for waste pickers, they've been existing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And,
Okay, then,
and
let's
there's
get,
need to recognize
let's get
them.
Barrister into this conversation. Barrister, first of all, is this your first time hearing that there's an association for waste pickers?
No, this is not my first time.
Okay, so you don't feel some kind of way when they come around you, when you see them on your street. You don't feel like, oh, these guys are here to disturb the neighborhood or rob or do something.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so there are two associations now. There's WAPAN. There are other associations, but there's the WAPAN, Waste Pickers Association of Nigeria, and then there is also the SDAN, which is a Scrap Dealers Association of Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking the other day about duplicity of functions. And now we have these two. How do you react to these different? Are they different really? Are they not the same?
You made a point there, because the problem with this particular industry is because of the low level of awareness. The people that are creating this value chain are mostly the lower rung. They, like in street, you hear them ringing one small bell, you know, to indicate their presence, and they call them condemn or something. Condemn.
Yes.
I have a security man who's whenever the brothers go after moving around collecting, they will come to his house in front of the place, like he has a shop in front of my house, and they'll be talking. So I am too familiar. They will even tell me, oh, guy, if you have anything.
Are they the same? Are they the same?
Sorry?
Yes,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're all waste pickers.
Iron condemn and
They're all waste pickers. They're all like, so anything that is no longer useful for you is now a waste.
Yes. So they are all in the same business. What they need is regulation.
Yeah.
They are mostly unregulated and uncoordinated. There is no price. There is no modus operandi. They just wake up, you know, decide on what to buy, what not to buy. You know, they are not. They have not been properly schooled and educated on how to do their business. Anybody can come from anywhere and start picking whatever from gutters, from dump sites, and all that. And if you ask me, it is a risk both to health and to the residents. Because if this man who is picking this thing is properly educated, there should be some protection because of the type of business he's doing. But you find out that they don't even care. Nobody bothers about them and all that. And again, because of their low level of understanding of illiteracy, they won't even bother with education. So it is an industry that government need to come in and streamline it, so that there will be order and safety. Because you cannot be removing dangerous objects from people, and then you now contract sickness from it. You have not solved the problem. Most times they go to dump sites. You can see them along that to Bagada side. Maybe they used to be much there, and then the thing that Loma have dumped somewhere, they will now go and scavenge on it and then mess up the environment. In the process of looking for this waste, they mess up the environment
so
again.
There's a need for proper enlightenment and
Exactly,
education.
exactly. This thing they are doing is dangerous, but it is useful to the society because they help us to clean the environment. But government need to come in.
All right.
Yes, I mean in 2021 at Fair Plastic we realized that, you know, with the with COVID we realized like the importance of training waste pickers. When COVID happened, you know, they still went about picking, and you know they would contact diseases. You know, so they risked their life to ensure that the environment is safe for all. So what did we do? We had a training program. We did safety training. We provided them with raw food items. Because the associations were not exactly organized at the time. You know, when COVID happened, other organizations were giving like palliatives and all of that. They did not get it. So we did like raw food. We did medical outreach for them, and you know, gave them drugs, treated them. We had doctors that had tests for them. And we did this across 3 states in Nigeria. We did in Lagos, in Abuja, and in Ogun State, just to further ensure. We had FIBRA come to talk to them about their health and their safety.
Okay, now that we've actually seen that most of them are not that educated, and then some of them don't even know, because I know that some of them don't even know that there's an association for waste speakers. You know, they don't even know about it, especially the malams that you first talked about. So what is the plans the organization is putting in place to make sure that they gather everyone, make them to be under that umbrella?
Okay, so at Fair Plastic Alliance, we are not the association for waste speakers. So we are an NGO that is working to dignify the work that they do. So what we are doing, for instance, today we are premiering a documentary on the livelihood of waste speakers in Lagos. And that documentary will shine light on what they do, their challenges, and you know, even government is involved in terms of having like Loma MD talk about the plans that the government has for them. So doing our own path and then working with the government and then working with their association is how we would now work to integrate them into the formal sector. But we are not the ones that would
I'm more
organize
interested
them.
in the money.
Money.
Yes. I understand that there is $100 billion economy for Nigeria if Nigeria harnesses this part of the sector, the waste pickers, recycling, and all of that. How? What are the measures put in place to actualize this, and how can individuals who want to be part of this, you know, laudable venture save the economy, jump in and be part of it? How much do you even need to start? How do you start? Are you going to get a truck? Are you going to get are you going to register with recycling plants? What are the modalities involved?
Thank you for that question. So when I hear people say that, you know, there's $1 million in trash and they want to go into it and everybody wants to become an entrepreneur, everybody wants to be the CEO, I usually would say that look at what you have and how that can fit into the sector.
Okay.
So if you're going to start a trash business, it's not, I can tell you for free that it's not, you have to get dirty. Yes, so you have to really get dirty. So if you're not ready to get dirty, if you're not ready to be resilient, don't even bother.
Footballers get dirty. And they end
Yes, I mean, yes. So
they cannot get dirty.
So exactly. So if you have to really get dirty. So imagine these people going to the streets to pick. So there are different on the value chain. So you can be a picker. That's like the lowest hanging fruits, especially if you don't have like any form.
How do they end per bag? And
So
how do you weigh the bags?
So it depends on the volume that they pick. Like I said, some people take it as a full-time job. So they go out in the morning and they go on picking. They go to wherever they have to sell it, either at the dump site or to recyclers. You know, and when they go there, the material is weighed. There's usually a scale that weighs the material, and then they sell per kilogram of material. So for as recyclers, a kg of plastic is 80 naira, like I have said. So you multiply that, and then and they can pick as much as possible. For some other people, it's like a side hustle. I mean, this, as I'm going about, say I'm a cleaner and I'm going about my job, as I'm going to wherever I'm going to clean, I keep them in the bag, and then, you know, accumulate them and sell them off. So there's money in that aspect.
Okay, so those are the
lower. Yes, so those are the lower part. Then if you want to start a business, you'd look at it. So in Nigeria, recycling, the path that there is a gap is in collection. So there's waste everywhere. So you produce about 0.8 kilogram of waste every day, or even more. Like the average person produces that, and you would ask yourself, where does that go to? Do you probably recycle everything that you need to recycle? In my house, for instance, there is a separate bin for collecting plastic and all of that.
Yes.
So do you?
But Nigerians don't do. The Nigerians actually abide by that.
So some Nigerians abide to that, and with everything and every sector that is growing, I believe that continuous awareness, telling people continuously about what they need to do is the way forward.
What happens if?
Sorry, please.
Okay.
Just a quick one. Styrofoams has been banned by government in Lagos State. How does that affect your organization, Fair Plastic? And also, we also do know that NAFDAC has complained about PET bottles, plastics being harmful to those that use the contents, and also how they affect the economy, how they affect the environment. If government phases out plastics, how will that affect your business?
Okay, so that's an interesting
together
question. So, do you think that plastics can be phased out?
Can be reduced.
Exactly. So, and that's why we preach reduce, reuse, and recycle. So, recycle is like the last part. So, you first reduce it, then you try to reuse it before we now. So, if there's nothing else that can be done, that's when we go into recycling. And with the ban on single-use plastic, I think early in 2023, I had written an article on how, like, I cannot wait for there to be a ban on single-use plastic because of the menace it was causing. For our association, for our organization, we're not collecting single-use plastics, are plastic that cannot be recycled.
Okay.
Or they're hard to recycle plastic, you know.
Can you give us an example without?
So, like styrofoam, like those black nylon, those very light ones, you know. So they're hard to recycle plastic. And so, for instance, in recyclers, we had a partnership with BASF to collect styrofoam because we saw the menace it was causing at the time. Okay. No other organization was collecting it, and we were collecting it and paying 100 naira per kilogram for the styrofoam. And people were bringing it. If you come to our place at Ibutemeta, you will see that we're converting it to blocks, and looking at yes, like plastic block, like melting it and converting it to like plastic block.
What do you use the blocks for then?
So we have not decided yet what to use it for. We're still so it's a pilot. It's a pilot project. Okay. So with that ban, again, what is more important is awareness creation. So a lot of people don't know what single-use plastics are. So a lot of people don't understand what the ban is about. Some people are saying that, is affecting the business of
companies that produce.
But if you look at it, that climate change is real. Like, it's real. You can feel the heat in Lagos right now. These are some of the effects of climate change. And if you look at it, you know that we all need to take action to save our planet if we must live in one.
Okay. Anyway, what I wanted to ask actually was in line with what my colleague just asked, because we know that some people are beginning to talk about the plastics and, phasing it out, look for something else to do, because when it was not there, we're actually leaving, But now you've actually said that it cannot actually be phased out, but it can be reduced. Yeah. Now, something actually struck my mind. 2022, people were of the opinion that, what is it called? Recycling without waste speakers is garbage. Why did you say so?
So because Nigeria, like every other growing or developing economy, you would use your plastic. Do you recycle it?
I do sometimes.
Sometimes, you see. So for those times that you don't recycle it, the waste speakers are there. They see the value in what you call trash. So for every other person, they see it as trash, but they see it as a means to earn a living. The single mother sees it as a means to pay her child's school fees. Another man sees it as a means to take care of his family.
Okay, that's what led to the mantra of recycling without a waste speaker. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we said that.
It's okay.
All right then. Well, there's a lot to talk about as it concerns waste speakers and also your Fair Plastic Alliance. I also do understand that there are 4 cardinal projects some organizations are doing, but your organization, which is a non-profit organization, is going about creating awareness for these waste pickers and also integrating them into an organized sector, which is a laudable one, as we also help control climate change effects on the economy. Well, we are pressed for time, so we must say thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Fagbo, for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Barrister, quickly, in about a minute, isn't this a business we should go into, Barrister?
Actually, Nigeria is a developing economy, and equally we have a lot of poor people where these things are very prevalent. If you go to densely populated neighborhood, these are the people that generate most of these wastes, and it affects the environment. Like the other time, Lagos State was telling us that the highbrow Banana Island, the air quality there is so poor that even Mushi, they mentioned some areas in Lagos where the air quality is so poor. And most of these things is because of the type of waste generated in this environment. When they go into the atmosphere, they become toxic for you to breathe in.
Yes.
So what I'm saying now is that the government, now that this thing is coming up, and we want to save ourselves from disintegration, they should take it serious.
Okay.
That is just my word here. They should take it serious. And the environmentalists, they should, liaise with them. I know of one Majekudimi and all that, who have been talking in one radio station. They should take this in serious because it has to do with our health. If we don't take care of this little thing, it may become a bigger thing for us. A bigger
problem indeed.
Yes. So
well, thank you very much, Barrister. We have to end this segment of the show. Thank you very much, Esther, for coming on the program, and thank you very much, Barrister.
Yes.
For coming on the program as well. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we get into the world of business. Stay with us.